Perek Tes Mishnah Zayin. The last Mishnah of the 9th Perek continues the theme of discussing the smallest amounts of shiurim needed to be over the issa of Hotzah on Shabbos. So says the Mishnah, Hamoitzi kupas harechlin, one who takes out a basket of a roichel, of a peddler, which is basically a box, and it's split up into different compartments where you keep different types of besomim and different types of wares that the fellow is selling. So hamoitzi kupas harechlin, you take out the whole box. Afal pi sheyesh bo minim harbe, even though they have lots of compartments, ein chayev el chatas achas. He's only going to be chayev one chatas for carrying out the whole thing, and we're not going to give him multiple chatos, because one for each of the compartments, for example, because it's considered one act of hutzah. Zeroni gino, which means garden seeds, pachos mika gregeres. You're going to be chayev even for carrying a smaller amount than a gregeres. Now, why? Because the Mefarshim explain that this is referring to edible seeds, that you could eat them. And I might have thought that the share should be a gregeres. That is the amount normally for achila. But here it's going to be pachos mikagregeres. Why? It says the Bartanura, af al gav de kol ha'ichlin shiurin kagregeres. Even though the share normally, as I said, is a gregeres, the amount of a dried fig. Honey, these, since kiven de lezriya kaimi, since these seeds are going to be used for sowing purposes, not for eating purposes, afilu pachos mikagregeres nami chayiv. Even if it's smaller than the share of a gregeres, you're going to be chayiv for it. Ve'ein halach Rabbi Yehuda ben Beseira she'im b'chamisha. We're going to see in a second that Rabbi Yehuda ben Beseira says that if you carry 5 seeds, you're going to be chayiv for it. So that's not the halacha. Rather, halacha is like the Tanakama, that it's pachos mikha gregeres. Now the shaila is, how much is it? If it's just less than a gregeres, what is it? So the Mefarshim discuss and debate this. The Tosus Yontef and the Rambam say that it's only a small amount less than that. It's only a tiny bit less than a gregeres. Others say that it's a kazayis, but be that as it may, it's less. It's not a gregeres. Rabbi Yehuda ben Beseira emechamisha, it's 5 seeds. You carry 5 seeds of these garden seeds, you're going to be chayiv on Shabbos. Zera kishuin. Now this is not Rabbi Yehuda ben Beseira speaking, but this is a new opinion, a new sort of anonymous Tana. Zera kishuin, cucumber seeds. Shnaim, if you carry 2 of them, you're going to be chayiv. Zera diluin, which is gourd or pumpkin seeds. If you carry 2 of them, shnaim, you're going to be chayiv. Zera poil hamitzri, which is some sort of bean, Egyptian bean seeds, shnaim. Then again, if you carry 2 of these, you're going to be chayiv. The Bartanura explains, Zera kishuin choshev mishaz zerune gino, because these are more choshev, more prestigious than other garden seeds. V'chein zera diluin v'zera pul hamitzri v'hushikarin no pasal belaz. Okay, and therefore, since they're more prestigious and choshev, therefore, even if you carry a small amount of them, only 2 of these seeds, you're going to be chayiv for hutzah on Shabbos. Chagov chai toher. A chagov is a locust, which is a kosher locust. There are kosher species and non-kosher species. Nowadays, we don't eat them because we've lost the Masorah, certainly in the vast majority of circles of Klal Yisrael. But we've lost the Masorah as to what the kosher ones are. But the Torah sets out there are some kosher ones and some non-kosher ones. Now, in the times of the Mishnah, they would know. So the chog of chai toher, a kosher, even a small amount, even if it's a very small live locust, then you carry that on Shabbos, you're chayiv. Why? So the Bartanur explains, because in those days, small children would play with them, their playthings, their toys, and therefore, a small live locust, even a small amount, you'd be chayiv because it has some sort of function. What function? I.e., the kid's toy. How times have changed. Mace kagregeres, but once the locust has died, then that is considered a food item because it's a kosher species, and therefore it's kagregeres, it's the normal share of achila, i.e. the amount of a dried fig, a gregeres. Tziperes kromim. Tziperes are types of birds you find in the fields. The Bartanura says, Oif shemotzu ben hadzakolim chabachurim. They're birds which you find amongst kromim, bein chayil, bein mesa kolshu. Whether it's alive or dead, any size, you would be chayiv. Shematznin osel refuah, because it has some sort of medicinal function. What is that for? It says the Bartanura, she'osim imenu refuah lefakeach ulechachkim. It's used to sort of sharpen your mental acumen somehow. It's good for your brain, and therefore, whether it's alive or dead, it has some sort of function, and therefore, even a kol shehu you're going to be chayav for. Rabbi Yehuda says, Af hamoitzi chogov chai tomei, even if you carry a live locust, which is a non-kosher species, which is treif, kol shehu, even for that, you're going to be chayav, because again, you're going to give that to the child to play with. So Rabbi Yehuda argues with the Tanakama, and really what they're arguing about is, what would a parent give his child to play? The Tanakama says you would only give a kosher species of locust to your child, because Bechoshesh, explains the Bartanura from the Gemara, that if the animal dies, he might eat it, and therefore you only give your child a kosher species of locust to play with, lest he come to eat treif when the animal dies. But Rabbi Yehuda is not worried about that, because Rabbi Yehuda he says that this thing is his plaything. He's become a pet, if you like. He's endeared. He's going to lament and be upset if the animal dies, and he's not going to eat it. However, the halach is not like Rabbi Yehuda. The halach is like the Chachamim, because b'choshesh the child might eat the tomei, the non-kosher locust, and therefore only if it's a chog of chai tahor, only if it's a live species of locust, then it's a kol shehu. If it's mace, then it's a gregaris, because according to the Tanakama, you're only going to give the child a kosher species and not a non-kosher species. That is the end of Mishnah Zayin and the end of the 9th Perek.